Human rights expert Satvinder Juss is Professor of Law at King's College in London. Professor, welcome. Thanks very much for joining us on the programme. Why is this so difficult to fix?
Well, as your clip just made clear, that every country in the world is defected, the richest to the poorest, and it's difficult to fix quite simply because the definition of trafficking is so broad. It covers, under the trafficking in persons protocol, it covers the recruitment, transportation, transfer, harboring, receipt of persons by means of a threat, deception, inducement. So these activities can take place across a range of countries, from the place where the recruitment takes place to the place where there's a transfer, and thereon to the place where there's a final destination. And that's where the responsibility of individual states becomes so much more difficult to pin down. That's really the main reason.
Isn't one of the problems that the human traffickers and their business are simply cleverer than the governments?
Indeed, absolutely. And we see this in the statistics, so that for the last 2 years, in 2020, the detection rates have fallen by 11%. The conviction rates have plummeted by 27%. And in fact, the majority of people who are able to secure their freedom are able to do so entirely of their own volition. Some 41% escape themselves. And that raises a question about the extent to which anti-trafficking measures are effective at all. And you've absolutely put your finger on it, that the reason why this is becoming so difficult is because the advent of new forms of technologies, from the internet, social media, mobile applications, have made those trafficking organizations all the more slick and effective and difficult to control. And so really dealing with a very broadened a technology that is being applied in a very effective, very skillful manner to all kinds of different forms of exploitation. And that's what makes it really so difficult. So when you look at, for example, the multiple forms in which you get advertising and recruitment of victims, right the way through to blackmailing them, right the way through to using photos and videos to control their movements, you can begin to see the great advantage that they have, and which is all the more reason why we have to really be engaged in a kind of shared intelligence networking to collect more digital evidence, to be able to connect the dots, and then to be able to deal with both national and international investigations in this manner.
Professor, good to talk to you. Thanks so much for coming on the programme. Satvinder Juss, Professor of Law at King's College in London.